Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Trento Hour. Today is Thursday, November 12th. Wait. November 12th. This is Susie Gold. Oh, I know what you're whatting about.
Where's Tom? Where's Tom?
Is
Where's
there
our
somebody
host?
missing
Where's
here?
our host at?
Wait, I was ready to just take it away.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I'm here.
You're off camera, Tom.
Yeah, what's going on here?
How are you feeling?
I'm back. I'm back, everybody.
Are you
I had a cold.
100%
I'm
cured?
100%.
No, you're not. I
What?
heard you coughing when you walked in here.
No, you were the one that was
That's
coughing.
something else. That was a cigar.
No, I'm all
I'm
better.
I'm right here. I'm social distancing.
But wait a minute, so
where's your mask?
people get concerned, and
a
I
radio
said I
show.
had a cold, right?
Right.
I had a cold with a, stuffy nose, and I did have fever, which I didn't come in for 3 days. I only had fever the first day, and I thought to be on the safe side, I'm going to stay away from everybody here. And then my family said that I should go get tested for COVID because they were scared because
really?
they saw me and spent time with me. And then, there's all kinds of ramifications because then my family sees other people and then they see other people. And everybody thought, oh, my goodness,
You're a super spreader.
I could be a spreader.
Super spreader. Yeah.
So I went and I got tested yesterday
Oh.
and I'm negative.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Otherwise, I
Well,
definitely
you're a very
wouldn't be
positive
here.
person. Eh? Tell us about the test. I'm right here.
Get in the screen.
It's a
Tom.
radio show.
No,
It's a radio.
where's your- did you
I'm
put on
not
the-
going next to
Wait, you
her.
want me to move
Where's your
down the
mask?
end of the table?
It could have been a false negative. Could have been a false negative.
No, but I feel all better.
You have a
Wait,
barrier?
while I was in the car waiting to be tested, they said, you could lose your sense of smell and taste. So I tried to see if I could smell my perfume. And I'm like, wait a minute, let me make sure. And I couldn't smell it.
Oh, really?
So I'm like, there's got to be something in the car in here
this
that I
thing-
could smell.
This thing plays games with your head.
I know.
Mark, do you have a barrier, like a social
Yeah,
distancing barrier?
Yeah, there's a force field. It's my Star Trek force field. I put right between you two.
Move this thing around. Just keep your distance.
All right, if you have to cough, you cough that way. I'll cough that way.
All right.
Actually, you're supposed to
should look
cough
that
in,
way,
like,
and I'll
your
look this way.
elbow. You cough in here
Okay.
like that.
No, you lift your shirt up and you put
I
your.
can see the clock
So you can see the clock and understand.
right through your computer.
Okay, that's good. You can see the clock, then that's
Yeah, I'm good.
because you
Okay.
need to know when
I know
we'll
when.
wrap it up.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's good to be back. and
Yes, we're happy
it's
to
good
have
to
you
be
back.
here. I've missed my United West family. So you know
Susie,
what? And when
Susie,
you are so mean to me. But I just want to say, I missed all of you. Really, it's not the same. Because you know what? We learned so much here. But not only that, we have a lot of fun.
we have a lot of fun doing
Yeah,
this.
you got to have fun at what you do.
Edutainment.
Right.
Educate and entertain at the same time. You got to do it. And for some of the folks I went over yesterday, when you were on the show the past couple of days, just
Yes, I was home
remotely, yeah, in your little office studio, looked pretty good. Looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Some of the folks confuse our little bit of levity.
You're really serious about this thing. All right,
I don't want to get sick. I got too many things to do. I haven't been sick since the Israel trip 2018.
Yeah.
But I do everything. I get every vaccination on the face of the earth. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I take medication. I run, if my finger hurts, I run to the doc. I have too much responsibility in too many different
Sure.
ways that I go overboard to not get sick. And now you're going to sit here next to me and make me sick.
No, I'm not
But
next
that's
to. Is
okay.
this
Well,
a 6 foot distance?
ever since you started smoking.
Yeah, my arm's 6 feet long.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
good. That's good.
No,
Just
you're
a
fine.
different measurement.
You're
Actually,
fine. You're fine.
Here's
Just
an
don't cough over this.
I'm
one.
not cough. I didn't even
Here's-
cough at all.
here's
I had
an
a little
inter-
runny nose.
Here's an interesting factoid, not many people know. You go from the center of your chest to your fingertip. Either way you stick it out, from your fingertip to your fingertip on the other side is how tall you are.
Yeah, right.
Wow, Mark. That's like a Jeopardy question.
It is. In general, like 99% of the people. Right.
Interesting.
So if you're 6 foot tall and you want it to remain 6 feet away, double your arm difference from when you stick it out to your finger. That's 6 feet.
I just won't breathe. How about that?
No problem.
Oh, there you
No
go.
problem. Everything's fine.
No,
Everything's fine. I forgot I had one of those in my little bag. I'm good now.
no, I can't hear you.
How about like this?
That's better.
There we go.
Well, that's kind of like, when you watch newscasters today,
They're
there's
so
nobody
stupid, I know.
around. There's nobody. There's a cameraman that's got to be at least 6 feet away, and you can't even hear them. And the mask goes in and out and in and out from breathing. Well, it's kind of creepy. It's like Darth Vader.
For those of you at 909 WNN 1470 95.3, you're not watching the show. You should be, but not while you're driving on your phones.
Take that stupid thing.
Well, I got to show you something. We're talking. I don't know what we're talking about, but this is so hard to breathe in this thing. When you're doing something like this. The politically correct newscasters that are in the middle of the woods doing a report have masks on, and they have these ones that are really thick material, and they're going. They're breathing like that. And take this stupid thing off and do the report. Come on, nobody's around.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
a believer.
careful. We're very cautious, and we
Tom,
definitely don't want to be stupid about it.
We're going to talk about whether or not. There we go. Okay. You're the one who should wear it. Put it on.
Well, I'm gonna look this way and do that. Are you comfortable? I mean, if you're not comfortable, I could go in the other room.
You could, couldn't you? Or you can just wear this.
You could zoom in again from downstairs.
No, you're fine. Hey, we fight the jihadis. We can deal with the Goldies. No big deal. All right. So what are we doing? Oh, look at this. I have another mask in here.
Great.
I got 2 of them.
Yeah.
But are you cleaning your masks?
Am I what?
Are you cleaning them? Now, there's all
No,
kinds of
no,
schmutz in that
no.
bag, and you're putting that in your mouth. What about the black one? When was the last time you cleaned it?
Some of these are such a joke. People go in stores like this and everything.
Yeah.
But I believe in them because I've seen little snot-nosed kids who spit when they talk.
That's
and
a problem.
All of them should have masks on. But in any event, what's the date?
Today's the 12th, and
So
it's
we're 8
Thursday
days
all
after
day.
the election. All right, we got a lot to do today. Welcome back. Very good to have
Thank you.
back in
I'm
here.
so happy to be here, and I'm feeling perfectly fine.
We're having a little get together tomorrow at an undisclosed location for the United West, Jexit, Christian on a Mission, Women Impacting the Nation, all the groups we worked with for 2 years in our SOTA meetings. That we had a planning meeting in, I was going to say Minnesota, Sarasota about 2 years ago to come up with a plan for a victory for Donald Trump in the state of Florida. We knew it was going to be a long march. Andrew Gillum had just almost won the gubernatorial race here in the state of Florida and only lost by 31,000 votes. Out of 8.5 million votes cast, we said, and he comes rolling out with a bankroll, Andrew Gillum, disgraced on March 13th, 2020, the day the country shut down, ironically. He comes rolling out with a plan to mobilize 1 million Democrats to vote against Trump, to flip Florida blue. That was their motto. They did it in the same way in the state of Virginia. So we said this is a formidable opponent. And we devised a plan to mobilize 1,000,001 evangelicals and believing Jews. And we stuck to the plan. We executed it. Very difficult times. No money, everyone hung together. We stayed on message, which was so important. And then, there were so many obstacles that were thrown at us. Then we find out that through a variety from 2018 to only a month ago, the various courts said yes, no about the felons. Remember that? The whole felon thing?
Yep.
The felon, we passed a stupid amendment in 2018, constitutional amendment to the Constitution of Florida, that instead of going through the various boards that every felon would go through to have rights restored, we had a system in place. This was done by John Morgan, that idiot lawyer. We need to get him on the show.
Morgan.
Morgan. He thinks he's so cool. I'd love to get him on the show.
Is that the guy who was like?
Well, I'll work on that. Sure.
Because he's doing everything he can to destroy the Constitution in the name of freedom. These people. He pushed the felon deal. He raised all the money for that, and he knew that if you get all these felons on the voter rolls, they're voting Democrat. Michael Bloomberg did what? Remember what he did?
he gave the money to so that felons, you can't vote if a felon owes money to the state due to their crime. So what he did is he paid off all of the monies that were due to the government. So then felons could vote. There were 30,000 of them.
30,000. He put in about $15 million to satisfy their penalties, their fees, all of this. So all that work, and we said, oh man, if all this happens, that's going to be hard to overcome. But by the grace of God and a lot of hard work, we were able to overcome that. And we tried to mobilize, and I'm doing the background here because this is what we're going to do for the next 2 years if Donald Trump doesn't win. And this is what we're going to do for the next 2 months for the state of Georgia. We're going to take the machine we have, which is phenomenal, and we're going to focus it, picture it as a big cultural, political weapon that can decimate the enemy, and the enemy are those on the other side of the aisle right now. They're philosophical enemies, cultural enemies, and then mobilize the good people. We're going to do that in the state of Georgia for the state of Georgia, but I'm just reviewing what we did to show the success we had. And we knew we needed 300,000 or 400,000 votes. We didn't need all 1,000,001, but that would have been great to get to that.
Sure.
We're trying to. We wound up winning by in the state of Florida. We needed between 300,000 and 400,000.
Can I guess?
Yeah, guess. Take a wild guess.
I thought we won by
You know
close
much.
to 1 million.
No.
Well, which year? 2016?
Right now, how many votes did Donald Trump win by over Joe Biden in the state of Florida?
It was like,
There was 11 million votes cast.
right,
What was the differential?
400,000, something like 450,000.
350 something thousand, which is gigantic. It's really a large number. And a lot of it was due to the message that Biden is a socialist. And if he isn't a socialist, he's controlled by socialists. And the Cubans and the Venezuelans and the Nicaraguans in Florida go, what the heck is this?
That's what they left.
This is crazy stuff. So tomorrow, we're bringing our group together in an undisclosed location, and we're going to have a little party.
Yeah.
We're gonna congratulate everyone for doing a phenomenal job, and we'll take some pictures and show everybody all of that. But we got in the midst of this chaotic season right now, this undecided season, you got to stop. You got to savor the victories where you can. So, did you bring any wine for us, or will you bring any wine?
I'm going to bring kosher wine.
Kosher wine. All right. Good.
All right. It
Usually
works.
terrible. Manischewitz. or
No,
whatever.
no.
The wine was great over in Israel.
Yeah,
The
they're
Israeli
very
wine,
good.
but is Israeli wine kosher? Not all the time, right?
Not all the time.
Yeah. So, but you're bringing good.
I'm going to bring very good kosher
Okay,
wine.
good. It's a
Yeah.
deal. It's a deal.
Mhm.
Anthony's coming, our buddy Anthony, and he said he's bringing the bagels. The Italian guy is bringing the New York bagels. So
Oh,
we
can't
like
eat
that.
those. I can't
good.
eat
We like that. All right, Tom Trento here with my formerly sick, now doing
Now,
well,
very well, healthy, no worries.
Susie Gold. And all right, before we get into some of the material here, and what we're going to do today, I'm going to lay out. And I understand people get in and out of their cars, and they got to come to their destination. Then they put the thing on the phone. All of that. I'm going to lay out this three element attack that each individual out there. If you're someone and you're concerned, what can I do in the next 2 months? Well, where's our country going? What's happening? We're going to lay out 3 avenues of activism, any one of which you can participate in, and we'll lay it out, make it very clearly today. Tomorrow, we hope to have a very prominent guest. We're working on getting Wendy Sartori linked. She's agreed to come on. We're just working out the time. She did a phenomenal job here in Palm Beach County, correcting the abuses of our voting system, and really, she's become a model for the country. But before we get into all of that, you said you got tested for the Wuhan yesterday.
I did. Yeah.
Walk us through with that. What do you do? How's it happen?
Well, first of all, they had a very organized system. I went to the site that there's a tent that is right by town center, and it's right across from
In
the
Boca
Container
Raton, Florida?
store in Boca Raton. And what you do is you stay in your car, and there's a long line. And I thought, oh my God, I'm going to be here all day in this line. But anyway, all the cars are lined up and they're going in and out and there's circles going around. And I that's why it seemed like there were a lot of cars and it seemed like it would
Wait,
take.
hang on one second. I'm getting some notes, Mark. The volume is low. Just a couple of minutes ago here. So we will raise the volume. We will raise the volume.
Anyway,
Okay.
so I was in line and I thought it would be a long time, but it was moving, just moving. Then someone came over to the car, one of the workers there. It looked like maybe he was a military guy. He had the boots, he had a camouflage outfit, hat.
The National Guard is
National
helping, yes.
National Guard. And anyway, so what it was very good. He said, take your phone, and then he had a what's it called, QR code, and he said, just take a picture of this. Took a picture of his QR code, and
On your phone.
on my phone, yeah. And then what popped up was information that they wanted, like your name, date of birth, that kind of stuff, and your email. So I filled that out.
Did they implant a chip in your head by any chance?
Is that what they did? Oh, he just said he wanted to tap my
That's
head.
in the Bible. It's in the Bible. Sooner or later, that's going to happen. But that's another story.
No, he just said, okay, take a picture, whatever. Did that, filled out this form, and then another QRL code came up. And he said, when you go to the front of the line, just show that to them.
Wow.
So go to the front of the line, showed it to
How
them.
long was the wait?
It turned out to be, it was about an hour.
Really?
From beginning to end.
And you're in your car.
In the car, and then as you get closer, there were 2 lanes. So then you have 2 lanes of cars, and then they would tell one group to get out of the car. So you're parked in that lane. You get out of the car, go into the tent,
Mask on.
with a mask, and then you show is it QR code? QR.
Yeah.
Show the QR code, and then what popped up in their computer was all the information that I put in.
Wow.
And they ask you, do you feel sick? Do you have, just some basic questions.
And you're a
about
nurse, so
your
you're
health.
familiar with it.
Nothing, nothing out of the ordinary. And then they did a nasal swab. They do 5 times, 5 swirls on one side of your nose, 5 the other side.
Is it the one that goes into your brain? That real long thing?
No, it just goes out the back of your head. But it didn't hurt. It was no problem. They were very nice, actually, really, really very nice. She said, "This is what we're going to do. I'm going to swirl you 5 here, 5 there."
Are they all in like moon gear and everything?
Yeah, they looked like they were from outer space, but no, they use appropriate protection. I can imagine they're seeing hundreds of people every day. They should protect themselves. And then they said you will get it through email. You'll get the results within an hour. And sure enough, within an hour it came up. And it's a little disconcerting because I'm thinking, if I am positive, look at all the people I'm around, even trying to isolate myself. I mean, I still went to Publix. I still, I'm wearing a mask, but you start thinking of everybody. My family did come, they were over. And, you start thinking of who you may have spread this to.
Did you get the antibody test?
I just did the quick.
So you didn't get to see if you had the antibodies, right?
No, I didn't do the one that takes 3 days. I just did the one that was the quick one.
All right.
Yeah. Previously, I was part of a research study where they did nasal, sputum, blood, and a finger stick. And that, of course, was negative. That was just as part of a study to see which one I think was most effective. And that was it. It was really quick. It was very painless.
How did they notify you that you're negative?
So they said, you'll get an email within an hour. And sure enough, it was like,
was your heart pounding?
It was like, yeah. Because, can I say what I thought earlier?
Yeah.
So, I'm a nurse and everything. I used to work syphilis clinics, gonorrhea clinics, or whatever. And I thought, this reminds me of like.
Oh, that's right. She's had syphilis and gonorrhea.
but really, like if it comes back positive, you got to tell not in my case, but there are cases
A on your head.
You gotta tell. Of course, you have to be responsible. You have to tell everybody so that they could, protect themselves and do what they need to do to make sure that they don't get sick. So it's kind of like it shouldn't be a stigma. It shouldn't be. You don't know where you could get COVID from. There's no stigma like syphilis or gonorrhea.
No, I don't.
But I mean, and certainly in that case, you really just need to make sure you do the responsible thing. But but it was kind of disconcerting. I was smelling myself. I'm like, wait a minute, I don't think I can smell. I should smell my perfume. It's only been a few hours.
Oh, because you lose your sense of smell.
Your sense of smell and taste. And I was like, what can I? Is there a candy in the car?
Did you have to pay for that?
There's no charge. And the information they ask is just basic. There's
Who's
nothing.
doing it? I mean, who
Oh, a health department.
Oh, the health department.
Yeah.
Okay, it's Florida Health Department. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You're
Easy,
happy then. Yeah.
quick, very well done.
You told
very
your
well
family and everybody was happy,
orchestrated.
and
They
your
were
friends,
very
and
happy.
told
Yes.
us, and we said, "Good, you can come back." All right. Now look. It's a real virus. It kills people. We understand that, but it's also being weaponized by the Biden administration. Now he's talking about shutting the country down again. Is he going to shut the country down? I mean,
Well, we don't know if he's president yet, Tom. Quit
Yeah.
being like the
I
fait
know, he's
accompli that
talking
he's
about-
president. La la
Yeah,
la la
but
la.
there's so much talk out there,
Yeah,
all
but-
these executive orders. And who
Yeah,
knows
well, he's
what.
not president yet. So
You know,
let's not go
he
there.
used that in the run up in the campaign, and that resonated with some people. His constituents, whatever people he's looking to get. Oh, we'll shut the country down. People that aren't affected by that, to some
Right.
extent. I don't know, how many people that is, but and we know he put the blue ribbon thing. If he becomes the president, they're going to go, well, we can't shut the country down. Even Fauci today said on television, we can't shut the country down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We've got to learn to navigate through this thing. And, people are going to get hurt and sick and die. It's sad. We got to try everything we can to avoid it. I'm very careful, but we go out in crowds and all of that. So anyway, your Wuhan lesson for today, 9:25 in the morning. I'm here with Susie Gold, who is negative, and but she's very positive, very, very positive person. All right, now here's the deal. We have been United West as an organization. We're on top of everything that's going on out there, from the national security issues related to the country, to the cultural internal issues related to the country, to the whole chaos, and it is somewhat chaotic,
and the voting machines
with
We're on
the
top of that.
voting and all of that. We have a top-notch team that includes Mark and our good buddy Don Brown, the attorney, and Ken Timmerman, and a few others, doing some research on the Georgia systems where the vulnerabilities may lie. And we're looking into that. Why? Why are we, you guys answer the question. Why are we so concerned about Georgia?
Well, Georgia, not only for the presidential election, but for the Senate too. And we have, at least we have to get these voting systems locked down and secure, because you go back to, I'm looking at an article. You go all the way back to where these voting machines, they tested them out in Las Vegas under the COS 27 hacker convention that they have every year at Las Vegas. And they tested 100 voting machines, and they were able to break into every one of them 100%, completely insecure, change votes, just like everybody's talking about, by hackers. Now we're not talking about political operatives inside, but it's as easily hackable by those. And it's really, really alarming, the information that we're finding out, and we're trying to make part of a larger case. But there's other things that are going on that we have to verify, that they had a last minute software update in these things in 2 counties. The county says that happened, but the company says, oh, we didn't do anything. We're investigating that and trying to lock that down for a court case. And there's other issues going on with these voting systems, whether they're barcode reading voting systems or they're not barcode reading voting systems. And is there any way to verify these things? There's many, many things we're working on in the background, which we're going to report on you in the near future, but we need to verify our information before we come out publicly with this.
Yeah, and the reason why, as Mark said, Georgia is so significant, 14,000 vote differential between Biden and Trump. Biden's ahead right now. Out of 5 million, what's the percentage of that? 0.0002, whatever it is. The differential is very small, and you just need to flip 7,000 votes. You don't need to flip 14,000. If you take 7,000 away from Joe and add it over here, now you're running even, basically. So there's an automatic recount, a hand tabulated recount going on in Georgia. 5 million votes. They're going to take the paper that was produced from these machines and look at them, but there's vulnerabilities there.
Maybe
for sure.
we're not sure if there was paper produced from these machines. We got to verify that too, Tom.
Well, no, we talked to a Georgian this morning.
One person, but they did not have paper readouts as of October. Now we're actually looking at now. Was there all of a sudden another airdrop of new machines and new voting systems that came in between mid-October and now?
We're sorting all of this out, but we spoke to Mary, our Georgia Mary, this morning.
Well,
and she walked us through.
I want to go on that. Let's say that they walk through and they do have the voting machines that actually print out a vote. That what they were not in place in the middle of October of last year.
This
year. So now you can't just parachute in.
Hold
on. I just want to make a point
that doesn't make any sense. They weren't in place 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
No, because they weren't, because the verified court documents said that they weren't there. Now all of a sudden they're there. Now, where did they come from? Who certified
We'll have
them?
to look, because the stuff I read, they were put in a year ago.
Not with
in
the printing.
All 159 counties.
That wasn't the case during
okay,
court
well,
documents.
this is what is going on, not just in one state, in about 6 states right now, and not just in 6 states. Georgia has 159 counties, and county by county, there's anomalies, and still anomalies in states that have so-called been resolved, Michigan and Wisconsin. But as who told us? Peter Feynman, the Trump team has the best lawyers on it. And it's a race to the clock, as we've said. December 14th, everything has to be certified. The Electoral College meets. Will it go to the electors of the state? Will it be resolved in a count? God only knows at this point. But we're moving ahead. And the 3 elements that we have been sharing with you that I'm going to develop today and tomorrow. And Georgia is first and foremost in many, many respects. But starting on my piece of paper here, which says number 1, the legal issues. Right now, a battle is going on, and notwithstanding the nitwits on all the cable stations that are anti-Trump, man, they were anti-Trump running into this. Have you been watching in your convalescing at CNN or MSNBC? Do you watch any of those guys?
I have not.
Yeah.
The only time I watch it is when I'm here.
Yeah.
Because we have the different stations that are running, so we know what
know
everybody's talking
difficult.
about. But I'm online a lot.
Oh, so you see what's going on.
Yeah, and I'll get excerpts. I go on Parler a lot.
Yeah, well, I think everybody's moving to Parler. But the point I'm making is pre-election, Jake Tapper, Cuomo, all these guys had a semblance of objectivity, minute as it was, to but you can see they obviously favored Biden over Trump.
Mm-hmm.
But it was obvious, but they're trying to be objective. It's gone. Now it's the magnificent, President-elect Joe Biden in a calm, calculated, it almost sounds like a script that you're writing, a calm, calculated, stable, full of experience manner, walked out of his car into the office today.
Into the whole.
Wow, he did amazing. He got there all by
No,
himself.
into the office of the president-elect of the United States of America.
Yeah.
What
office
look
is
at
that?
that?
Right? I mean, they're gushing. The women have smiles on their face. Joe Biden, with a history in the United States Senate as being a uniter. He can unite the country.
Yeah, united China with his son Hunter. Yeah.
These people are delusional. I saw a post. A friend of mine is a former SEAL. He had a post where he had they sent our sons here, and it was a picture of Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, these different places. They sent their sons, and it's a picture of John Kerry, Biden, and somebody else. They sent their sons here, Ukraine, China, these
Right.
places.
Right.
And I go, wow, that's pretty
That's
good.
pretty
That is
interesting.
pretty good.
On a jet.
Yeah, on a jet.
Luxury
First
jet.
class, no
First
less.
class.
With one champagne and a little blow for good.
So we got to run with a legal element of this moment from now until the end. We've got to exhaust every legal constitutional opportunity that the president has. And in the end, when all the votes are counted, when everything's resolved, then we'll all be better off for it. But minimally, we have exposed, you talk about systemic racism, they've exposed systemic fraud within the Democrat Party, to the point where they're even
Mhm.
saying, oh, well, yeah, Philadelphia, yeah, obviously there was fraud, but not enough fraud to swing
yeah,
the
yeah.
30,000 votes.
Yeah, just
But
a little
You don't want to be on
fraud.
that side of that argument.
Yeah, they're
that's for sure.
stealing, but they just stole a candy
Just
bar.
a little
They didn't
bit.
steal the whole the big screen TV and all that, but the big screen TV is missing.
Yeah,
Well, they
exactly.
didn't steal it.
So we need to run with that. Now, for the people who are listening in their automobiles, you're sitting at home, you're watching on the unitedwest.org. You want to do something. I can't just sit here and do nothing. Well, is there any way you can be involved? And I'll ask our crew here. Any way an average citizen with no special talent can be involved in the legal battle going on right now?
Yes.
How?
Yeah, well,
Uh,
go ahead. Go ahead, Susie.
I think that can we be involved with the legal battle? No. But what we can do is be supportive of our president, be supportive of the process. And something that we could do is to send letters to the White House. And
Now, hold off on that. Just the legal. I'm going to
Okay.
get to that.
The
section.
legal, I would say there isn't anything we could do legally.
I disagree.
Okay, go ahead. The
I'm a-
contrarian J. Mark.
Well, I'm not a contrarian. I'm a normal citizen. I don't have any special. I have some IT skills, some like Cisco network. I was a Cisco network engineer for years, and I find that people want to know on the IT level how these voting systems work and stuff like that. And I can actually read the legalese, as far as that is concerned. And like, for example,
So what do you bring to the table,
well, for
though?
example, if people are unaware in a geek fashion, like this story here, that these ballots aren't safe. The volunteers hacked into 100 voting machine types they went after. Now, these aren't legal experts. These aren't.
You're showing them on the screen right now.
Nope. No ballot is safe. It says volunteers hacked into all 100 voting machine types they went after. 100 out of 100 they tried for.
All right,
Okay,
how,
but the question,
yeah, go ahead.
go back to
Ask
the
him.
question.
Ask
The
him.
question is, can we, average citizens, have an impact on the legal
These are average
process?
citizens.
On the legal process.
This is what I'm talking about.
Okay, so give
This
the
is-
example.
this
What could you do?
All
What can
right.
you do?
On the legal issue, not on public relations or anything like that.
I get that. I understand that. And when you do stuff like this, it becomes a legal matter, because now you said, hold on, they're so vulnerable that average citizens can hack into these things. And now it becomes a legal precedent for these things are unsecure.
Well, how do you file a case? You have no standing with anything.
Because now a judge looks at it and says, what, these guys hacked into it with ease? They go, yeah. Now the judge came
That's
out.
a stretch.
No, it's not a stretch, because it just happened. It just happened. Then let me finish. Don't interrupt.
Go ahead.
Is what happened is they came up in a court case to review the vulnerabilities of these systems, and the judge came back and said it's obvious that these systems are easily hacked into and insecure and not subject to audit, which makes them illegal voting machines now because of what the volunteers did and what the researchers did to go into these systems. It's not just legal lawyers out there doing stuff. You have people who look at these systems, says these things are vulnerable and here's why, and they prove it scientifically.
So
Now
you're doing research, and now to help you make the connection to the legal issue, do you send that to lawyers? Because you can't
Yes.
file a
yes,
case. You can't. do it.
I
Okay.
alert the lawyers
Okay,
of what we found. The lawyer says, wow, that's
All right,
a good
I got
flaw.
it. I got it. Let me continue. So you average citizens, if you want to get on your computer, your home state may be Nevada. I was speaking to some people from Nevada recently, tremendous amount of fraud. You may be from Arizona, that's still out there, Philadelphia. You can do research. If you find some crazy stuff, like Mark's explaining, contact us if there's nobody else to contact, and we'll get you in touch with the Trump lawyers. Maybe citizen journalists, investigators can find something. That's more on the investigative part, which
Right.
everybody could do. So that's a legitimate role
Mhm.
people can have. Okay.
Now, also on the
All right, we got to hurry up. I got to hurry up. I
on
got
the
a lot
private
to do here.
on the citizen view, if you've witnessed anything and you're afraid to come out and say anything because of ramifications to your life, your job, or whatever, This is a time to step up, people. This is the time to man up, girl up, whatever you want to call it, and take responsibility for your life, for your actions. One person can make a difference. One person can make a difference. I'm telling you.
Yeah, this is very important because James O'Keefe, Project Veritas, has done some investigative work. And on one case, they brought out a postal worker who saw the boss telling people to get the ballots that were late. They came on the 4th and put them over here and backdate them to the 3rd. And he was a whistleblower, went to Project Veritas, and his life has been ripped to shreds. And yesterday, James O'Keefe put out a 2-hour audio tape of the inspectors from the Postal Service interviewing this guy and basically forcing him to change his view. And James exposed that. Look at this. It's on, and I listened to the thing. It was amazing. But there's a lot to sacrifice because a lot of people will start coming after you. But if you are witness to any of this, you can do it anonymously. You can get in touch with us, the Trump campaign, and you can do it anonymously so that you minimize the blowback against you as standing for truth. But it is an important thing.
Like the girl in Laura Ingram the other night, who came and said, "Listen, I watched them. They were filling out ballots on the truck." Yep. Now, someone will take that and they'll say, well, where's the evidence of that? They'll find some security camera around where the guys are actually doing what you just said or something to back up.
And they did you see that on Laura Ingram the other night?
Yeah, no.
You don't watch anything. What do you do?
Maybe I should start.
Yeah, what do you sew? Do you knit? Do you sew?
I do.
They had, I didn't know if it was a woman or a man. I mean, they distorted.
There's a woman.
It was a woman because I heard them say they distorted the voice and blacked them out. And the person, a lady, gave her testimony. But again, the left, the media on the left is laughing at these. Oh, that lady, 4 votes? Oh, that guy over there, James found that guy, 20 votes? Doesn't matter. 5 million votes. Biden won by 5 million more votes than Trump. Don't let that scare anybody. Right. It doesn't mean anything. It means nothing.
And also the individual citizen can do is like we're having, there's the Trump rally in Boca.
No, I'm not there yet.
We're just into the legal.
We're on the legal.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of work you can do. Investigate. If you're an attorney and you want to get involved, you can contact us. The Trump campaign is still looking for good attorneys to do work. They have tiers of attorneys.
And paralegals.
Yeah, I mean, people with legal backgrounds can obviously get involved. The second element of attack, for those of you, and I'm answering the question, what can I do? I want to do something. You guys there, you're on top of everything. I want to do something. I'm answering that question right now. The second level attack is on Georgia. I'm going to hold that to the end because that's more important than anything. 9:42 in the morning. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to the Trento Show with Goldie here. A convalescing SUZI Gold who's doing well. You glad to be back?
Anybody who just tuned in, it was just a cold. Just a cold.
How maybe it was the Wuhan. Maybe it was the Wuhan.
She got tested.
Oh,
she got tested. No Wuhan.
To the new listeners,
every day, nasal kind of thing going on.
And no syphilis and no gonorrhea.
No syphilis, no gonorrhea.
Yeah, you had to listen to the first part of the show to understand that. Yeah. Sketchy background. The third part, I'm holding Georgia because you're going to hear a lot about Georgia. Georgia on my mind. We got to get those songs. You're going to hear a lot about Georgia from us in the next, what is the election is mid-January. So we're mid-November, 2 months. 2 months you're going to hear Georgia. We're actually working. We're working hard. I'm trying to secure a station in Georgia where we can broadcast. Hey, how about that?
Yeah. I just need money, right?
I think this is a good time for an appeal.
Yeah. So, I mean, we have great opportunity. We have doors open for us. But, of course, to do anything, you need to have the funds in order to get there. So I urge you, please go on theunitedwest.org and click on the donate button and give whatever it is that you can afford to give. Tithe for those that do tithe with us. Those that don't tithe, start tithing, and please log in and be generous because we have had an impact in Florida, obviously, with this election and in educating all of Floridians. And now we have the opportunity to have the same impact in Georgia. So please give a donation.
Yes, please. And you can go, as you said, to theunitedwest.org and give according to your capability. Some people $10, $5 chipping in for that. All
Or
appreciate it.
1,000.
Yeah. Some can
If you
write
if you want to
well,
give a sizable amount, call us. Call us personally.
Yeah,
Love to talk to you.
there's ways to do that, and we're hooked up with Fidelity Investments. We've actually had people transfer stock over, and I'm not an expert on stock, but when you take stock at the end of the year based upon your accountant directing you, you can have considerable tax savings and magnify the impact of the gift to us by transferring stock. It's amazing how that can work. So we're set up. Push a button here and there. We can help you transfer your stock, which is a very good cause
Which
to
is,
us.
to follow up with your question, what is it that we can do? There are some people, as we've
Everybody
already
can do
determined.
this.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, if you are a lawyer, if you have IT capabilities, and if you find something, there are people that wrote to me and they said that they saw, there was some footage that they had that there was a whistleblower or someone who saw something that just didn't seem kosher at a polling site. That information can be sent to us, and then we'll forward it accordingly. But the other thing that people can do is to donate to us so we can continue doing the good work that we do.
And also, here's that. I'm getting questions about this. This DEF CON 27 voting machine hacking village thing that was done out in Las Vegas. It's up on our screen for people who are driving. It's a DEF CON 27 voting machine hacking village report. It's a 49-page report of how vulnerable not just the voting machines in Georgia are, but every voting machine in the United States is. It's quite jaw-dropping when you read it. It really is.
Yeah. In June of 1944, June 6th, on the coast of France in Normandy, there was an invasion. And in the planning for that invasion, the Allied Armada going into Normandy, into France, to make its way up to Germany to defeat the Nazis. When General Dwight Eisenhower did his planning, they calculated the fact that we're going to lose people. It's inevitable.
50% of airborne.
We're throwing a bunch of bodies at machine guns, and people are going to die. And it's just an inevitability of the fact that the greater cause is to the freedom of Europe. Once again, we save Europe, World War I, World War II. They counted the cost, and they had to move forward. In a similar sense, on a much smaller scale, maybe a larger scale culturally, the third element. First was we gotta continue fighting and exposing on the legal front. The second is Georgia, which we're going to talk about today and tomorrow. The third is assault. Whereas the Allied forces assaulted the enemy June 6, 1944, we have to start planning for the assault against the Marxist Party, and they have become the party of Marx. It's just a different degree. Joe Biden is articulating a different degree of socialism, which is the springboard to full-blown communism. But there are full-blown communists within the Democrat Party. Maybe not every Democrat is a socialist, but every socialist on the other side is a Democrat. Mm-hmm. So it's critically important we plan an assault. And for all of our friends out there that think this is negative thinking, you'd have to say, General Eisenhower, that's negative thinking that people are going to die. Generals, leaders, and we have assumed by design and by demand a leadership role in the state of Florida to move the conservative movement forward, and we have to start planning an assault. And we've been planning, and the assault presumes that the Harris-Biden administration will be in place. That's where we lose people. You can't do that yet. You can't do that yet. Somebody's got to think about. You can't say, "Oh, it's December 14th. He's now the president. Now let's figure out what to do on the 15th." So the assault is going to be very similar to what we did 2 years ago. We had a meeting, came up with a plan. We brought people together. and we implemented the plan over 2 years to the next election. We're going to do the same exact thing, because why fix it if it ain't broke?
Mhm.
We have a tremendous system, a tremendous team. So we're going to plan how to disrupt, disable. These are the terms we use for the Muslim Brotherhood and the Islamic jihadis. Now we're using it against Marxists in the Democrat Party. Disrupt, disable, destroy the operational capability of the Democrat Party in the United States of America. Why would we do that?
Because they're Marxist.
Yeah. Because we have to save our country, because they are
Save our
Marxist
country.
socialists, which slash goes right into communism. And then they're not even, they don't even try and dispute that. I mean, even in the debates, particularly the second debate, that's exactly what, we're not going to have energy. We're going to have pay, we're going to open our borders. We're going to pay for everything. We're going to have a new Green Deal. We're all going to be buying electric cars. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. And where the government will take away our guns, and the government will own us. The government will be telling us everything that we need to do, because everything's going to be free.
Tom,
and
you need
they-
to send me
and
that
we're
Black
going to have
Lives
to
Matter
respond to
thing.
them.
Black Lives Matter. You need to send me that link so we can put it up.
Yeah, I'm reading it right now. You're
But-
100% right, Goldie. Here we go. I'm sending something to Mark so people can see it. I'm going to read from it. It's an article in Breitbart. We're very familiar with this because we've been working on it, obviously, a long time. Black Lives Matter co-founder. All right, there were 3 co-founders, remember?
Who are claimed, they state that they are Marxists.
Oh, really? Do they really do
Mhm.
that?
Yeah.
Mhm. They do.
Not only do they, but they're proud of it.
Mhm.
We're proud Marxists. So this is very important for every listener at 9:51 in the morning. Tom Trento, your host. Susie Gold, Mark's here. Mary's taking a little well-deserved leave of absence. Damon will be with us in studio tomorrow on Jumpin' Juma Freaky Damon Day.
La, 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 la.
And I'm laying out right now some of the reasons why we need to start planning an assault against the enemies of America, which are embedded in the Democrat Party. Black Lives Matter co-founder to demand Biden prioritized its agenda, the agenda of Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter is now demanding payback for its support of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in the 2020 presidential election, stating that getting Trump out of office was not the end of all, and the end of all. We want something for our vote. The truth is, she continues, Patrice Kohlers, getting Trump out of office was not the end of all of it. It's just the beginning, said the Marxist political organization in a statement on its website. We want to be heard, and we want our agenda prioritized. We start. I hope everyone's listening to this very carefully. This is one of the leading elements of the Democrat Party, already putting pressure on Biden, who hasn't even been determined to be the president.
Oh, you mean the president, the office of the president-elect?
Yeah, right. We start by holding the new president-elect and vice president-elect accountable to their campaign commitments by addressing systemic racism, a total fraud, that whole thing, and a communist info op, and by emphasizing our willingness to work with them, added Black Lives Matter. The BLM statement was accompanied by an open letter, which the organizers' co-founder, Patrice Kohlers, addressed both Biden and Harris, calling for a meeting to discuss with the two of them, Biden and Harris. We want to discuss the expectations we have for your administration and the commitments that must be made to Black people.
Very demanding.
Unbelievably demanding. And it goes on. It's simply laying out that our organization, a communist organization, what's Joe Biden going to do? What's Kamala Harris going to do?
We want something for our vote.
Yeah.
What is that something you think they want? The Marxist organization who admits they're trained in Marxist ideology and Marxist tactics. We want something for our vote. What do you think that something is?
Well, I know a little bit about Karl Marx, and he said in order to move toward an equitable culture where everyone has not just a fair opportunity, which is capitalism, but a fair outcome, where the outcome is guaranteed. Two major points have to occur. Two major developments have to occur. The eradication of God in that society, because God is a obstacle to a full-blown understanding of Marxism, communism, and the eradication of capitalism, private property. You can't have private property because obviously if somebody owns something and somebody doesn't, the equality is not there. So they're going to move to forming public policy that eliminates the activity of God in society and eventually gets rid of capitalism in society. Welcome to the new America.
Liberation theology means liberation of your money, your property, your wealth to them.
Now, that's a perfect segue to the video I sent you about Raphael Warnock, who's running. Now we're going back to, this is going to be fabulous. I mean, we're in our game here. We know this stuff inside out. We're very smart, aren't we?
We are smart. I'm getting smarter just by being
this is
here.
cool
I
stuff.
learned so much.
You know, if you, I learned as a speaker a long time ago, if you know what you're talking about, got to master the material, and you love your audience, you'll be very, very effective.
And you have to articulate it.
Yeah. We know what we're talking about. We love our audience. And Raphael, I texted it to you a little earlier.
No.
It's a YouTube video.
We know that
I'll text it to you again.
Harris is considered the most liberal, representative senator, and we know of her leanings. So it's not so far fetched that she's just a part of that agenda.
Yeah, there's no video; it's just an article, Tom.
Let's see. It was a YouTube video. Anyway, I'll tell you what it is. Raphael Warnock.
Oh, in the body of the article. Okay, I see it.
Raphael Warnock is running against Kelly Loeffler in Georgia. And it turns out in 1995, Raphael is a very prestigious preacher, Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta, the church that Martin Luther King was involved with. And he's one of these black guys that have mastered, talk about communication. He can move an audience wherever he wants to. He's a Marxist is what he is. Very good friend of Jeremiah Wright. And in 1995, the guy running for the U.S. Senate in Georgia, where we're going to point our skills and capability, the guy running to be the deciding vote in the U.S. Senate in 1995, guess who he hosted and was effusing over in 1995.
Oh, Jeremiah Wright, probably.
A little better than that. He let me get the thing exactly right. It was a guy by the name of Fidel Castro. So
same thing.
Yeah, same thing. The guy running for Senate, if we can we'll do it tomorrow because we're running out of time here right now. He was involved in hosting at a meeting, Castro, and he's a big supporter of Jeremiah Wright. He's the guy running for the U.S. Senate in Georgia. We got our work cut out for us, folks. So it looks like we're at the end of the day. Susie, you want to say goodbye for us?
We need a whiteboard over here and show all the connected dots, how this one's related to this one and that one. And, we really I think a visual would be really good.
If we can do that
we're
on the screen somehow. We're out of time.
Yeah, we're out of time.
We're out of time. We'll see you tomorrow, Friday the 13th.
Tune in tomorrow,
Yes.
9:00. And please go on the UnitedWest.org and donate, please. That went fast.
When you're having fun, time flies.